Today we're going to talk about something really important: developmental pediatric assessments. Think of it like being a friendly detective. Our job is to understand how a child is growing and learning new skills. We look at everything from how they hold a crayon, how they play with their friends. These assessments are not scary tests. They are special ways to learn about a child's unique strengths and to see if they might need a little extra help to shine. A developmental assessment is a special kind of checkup. Instead of checking for a cough or a cold, we're checking on a child's development. We're looking at their motor skills, running, jumping, their fine motor skills, buttoning a shirt. We also explore how they think, how they solve problems, how they interact with the world around them. It's a holistic, big-picture view. We use a combination of fun activities, structured tests, and conversations with their family to piece together the full story of that child's amazing journey. These assessments help us answer important questions. For example, a parent might wonder, why is my child having trouble with handwriting when their friends are not? Is it typical that my toddler isn't walking yet? Our assessments provide clear, professional answers. They give us a baseline, where a child is right now. This guides us in creating a therapy plan tailored to the child's needs, helping them build confidence and master new skills through play. So, why do we even do these assessments? What's the main point? Well, the primary goal is to identify a child's strengths and challenges. Every single child has things they are brilliant at, and there might be some skills that are a bit trickier for them. Our job is to find both. By understanding what a child can already do well, we can use those strengths to help them build up other areas. It's like finding their superpower and using it to help them learn a new one. Another huge goal is to help determine if a child needs occupational therapy services. The results from our assessments give us the evidence we need to say, yes, some extra support here could make a really big difference. The assessment data helps us explain the situation to parents, teachers, insurance companies. It provides a clear, professional foundation for our recommendations. Assessments are also brilliant for creating a roadmap for therapy. Once we know where a child's skills are, we can set meaningful and achievable goals. Finally, we use assessments to track progress over time. We often reassess a child after a period of therapy in 6 months or a year. This allows us to see how far they've come. It's an amazing feeling to show a family the progress their child has made, all backed up by the data from our assessments. It celebrates the child's hard work and shows that our therapy plan is working. It also helps us adjust our plan if needed, making sure we are always providing the most effective support possible on their developmental journey. The assessment process is a journey, and every journey has a beginning. It all starts with something called a referral. Once we receive the referral, our first job is to gather background information, review school reports, look at medical records, prepare for a good chat with the child's main caregivers. The next step is the family interview. We sit down with parents or caregivers and just listen, ask about their concerns, their goals, what a typical day looks like. We learn about routines, culture, and which activities matter most. This helps us see the child as part of a loving family system. Then comes the direct assessment with the child. We use special tools and activities. It often looks like play. Ask the child to build a tower of blocks, copy shapes, walk along a line on the floor. While they play, we observe and score their performance. We also watch them in natural play, how they move, how they problem solve, how they interact with toys and us. Finally, we enter analysis and reporting. Score the standardized tests, analyze notes and observations, bring everything together into a complete picture. We write a clear, detailed report outlining strengths, areas of need, and specific recommendations, then share this with the family and plan next steps together. Let's talk about some of the amazing tools in our OT toolkit. One of the most common is the Peabody Developmental Motor Scales, 2nd edition, or PDMS-2. This assessment is fantastic for our younger friends, from birth all the way up to 5 years old. It's designed to look at a child's motor skills in great detail. The PDMS-2 is broken down into 2 main parts. One part looks at gross motor skills, the big movements that use the large muscles of the body, crawling, walking, running, jumping. The other part focuses on fine motor skills, smaller, more precise movements, grasping a small block, stacking rings, or using scissors to cut paper. The activities are designed to be engaging and play-like, so the child often doesn't even realize they are being assessed. Now, for our slightly older children, from about 4 to 21 years old, we often use another super tool, the Brunink's-Oseretsky Test of Motor Proficiency, 2nd edition, or BOT-T2. The BOT-T2 is like the next level up from the PDMS-2. It's a very thorough assessment that looks at a wide range of motor skills with more complexity. The BOT-T2 covers 4 main areas: fine manual control, manual coordination, body coordination, and strength and agility. The BOT-T2 gives us incredibly detailed scores that can pinpoint specific areas of motor difficulty, making it an invaluable tool for planning very targeted and effective therapy. While standardized tests like the PDMS-2 and BOT-T2 are incredibly useful, they only tell part of the story. A huge piece of the assessment puzzle comes from clinical observation. This is the art of watching a child with purpose and curiosity. We observe how they move around the room when they first arrive. Do they run? Do they walk? Do they hesitate? We watch how they approach a new toy. Are they confident? Are they cautious? We look at their posture when they are sitting on the floor or at a table. These observations give us rich, real-world information that a score on a test simply cannot capture. The family interview is another place where magic happens. It's our chance to listen, really listen, to the family's story. Parents are the true experts on their children. Play is perhaps our most powerful assessment tool of all. When a child is engaged in free play, we get to see their true self. Observation, interviews, and play help us see the whole child. Combining these sources creates a richer, more compassionate, and accurate understanding of the child. This holistic approach is what makes occupational therapy special and effective in making a real difference. One of the most vital skills you will develop as a pediatric OT is the ability to build rapport, which is just a fancy way of saying making friends and building trust. When a child and their family walk into your assessment room, they might be feeling a little nervous or unsure. Our first job, before any testing begins, is to make them feel safe, welcome, and comfortable. For the child, this means getting down on their level, literally. Sit on the floor with them, use a soft, friendly voice, and most importantly, smile. When you first meet a child, don't jump straight into the assessment tasks. Spend some time just playing. Let the child lead the way. Building trust with parents and caregivers is just as important. They are your partners in this process. Remember to be flexible and patient. Some children will warm up to you right away, while others might need a bit more time, and that's perfectly okay. By prioritizing comfort and trust, you create a positive experience for the family and gather much better information in the process. As you prepare for your first pediatric assessment, it's totally normal to feel a mix of excitement and nerves. Here are a few key things to keep in your pocket. First and foremost, be prepared. Before the family even arrives, make sure you have reviewed the child's file and have all your assessment materials ready and organized. Second, remember you are a student. You are not expected to know everything. Your supervisor is there to support you. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Be honest with the family. Try saying, "I'm an OT student and I'm so excited to be working with you and your child today." Third, focus on connection over perfection. Children are wonderfully unpredictable. The child might not want to do tasks in the planned order or might need a break. That's completely fine. Finally, take excellent notes. During the assessment, you'll observe many things at once. Keep a notepad handy and jot key observations as they happen. Once the assessment is complete and the child and family have gone home, your work continues. This is the part where you take all the pieces of the puzzle and put them together. You'll have raw scores, detailed notes, and rich qualitative observations. Convert raw scores into standard scores, percentiles, age equivalents. These numbers give us an objective way to compare the child's performance to that of their peers. However, the numbers are just the beginning. The next step is to integrate these quantitative results with your qualitative information. This is where your clinical reasoning skills really come into play. For example, the BOTI-2 score might show a low score in manual dexterity. Your notes might add that the child hunched over the table, gripped the pencil tightly, and complained that their hand was tired. The parent interview might reveal that the child avoids homework and cries when they have to write. See how all these pieces together paint a much clearer picture? This synthesis of information is what allows you to move from scores to a meaningful story. Your final report shouldn't just be a list of numbers. It should tell the story of the child, highlight their wonderful strengths first, then gently and clearly explain the areas where they are facing challenges, using examples from the assessment to illustrate your points. The goal is for anyone reading the report, a parent, a teacher, a doctor, to come away with a true understanding of who this child is and what their specific needs are. The final and most crucial part of this process is developing recommendations. Your recommendations should be practical, specific, and collaborative. They will almost certainly include a recommendation for occupational therapy with specific goals in mind, like improving hand strength to support handwriting endurance. They might also include strategies for the parents to use at home or accommodations for the teacher to try in the classroom. This is where you truly become an OT superhero, providing a clear plan of action that will help the child thrive. So there you have it. The world of pediatric assessment might seem big, but as you can see, it's a logical, compassionate, and incredibly rewarding process. As you start on this part of your OT journey, my biggest piece of advice is to be curious about every child you meet, about the story their parents have to tell, about what the different assessment tools can teach you. This sense of wonder and curiosity will make you a better observer, a better listener, and ultimately, a better therapist. Never lose that desire to learn more about the amazing children you work with. Remember that practice makes progress. Your first few assessments will feel clumsy, and that is absolutely okay. With each assessment you do, you will become more confident, more skilled at building rapport, and more efficient in your administration. Lean on your community, classmates, professors, clinical supervisors. Talk about your experiences, ask for advice, share your successes and your challenges. You are all learning together, and you can learn so much from each other's perspectives. When you are out on your clinical placements, watch your supervisors closely. See how they interact with families, adapt assessments, and write their reports. Absorb everything you can from their experience. They were once students just like you, and they are there to help you succeed. Finally, always keep the child at the heart of everything you do. In the midst of worrying about scores, procedures, and reports, never forget there is a unique, wonderful child in front of you. Your job is to be their champion. Your goal is to help them unlock their own potential so they can play, learn, and grow with confidence and joy. This is an incredible privilege. You are about to embark on a career where you can make a real, lasting difference in the lives of children and their families. So take a deep breath, smile, and get ready for the adventure. You've got this.